News for 8th class students. Today I am going to start to teach mathematics for 8th class students also for both AP and CBSE. Our first chapter is rational numbers. This is the first chapter in 8th class, rational numbers. See my dear students, what are rational numbers? Before we discuss about rational numbers, let us learn about natural numbers first. Natural numbers. What are natural numbers? Natural numbers means generally we deal these numbers in every day in our daily life. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. These numbers are called natural numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is called infinite set. It's not finite. Okay. So the least natural number is 1. The least natural number is 1. And the last one is we can't say. Similarly, whole numbers. What are whole numbers? See, natural numbers plus 0. That means it is denoted by 0. Natural numbers combines with 0. That means 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. Here you will find an additional number that is 0. So the least whole number is 0 and the last one is we can't say. This is also an infinite set. Infinite set. The next one is set of integers. Integers. What are integers, students? The integers are denoted by Z. Sometimes we denote it by I also. See, integers means the set of positive numbers and negative numbers include with 0 are called set of integers. Here -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. You have learned about integers in class 7. Integers. So set of positive numbers, negative numbers include with 0 are called set of integers. The next topic, rational numbers. This is the title of our chapter, our lesson. Rational numbers means rational numbers. The numbers which can be written in the form of P by Q, where Q is not equal to 0, P comma Q are integers. Understand, students? The numbers that which can be written in the form of P by Q, where this denominator is not equal to 0 and this P and Q are both are integers. Therefore, this type of set, that means Q is called rational numbers. What is Q? Rational numbers. See, in the rational numbers, all the natural numbers are rational numbers. All the natural numbers are rational numbers. Similarly, all the whole numbers are also called rational numbers. And all the set of integers are also called what? Rational numbers. See, rational numbers is a big set here. Rational numbers, it is a big set. It contains natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, and rational numbers also. Rational numbers also. Why all these natural numbers, whole numbers, integers are also called rational numbers? See, every natural number can be expressed in the form of P by Q. That means, for example, take 4. That 4 can be written as 4 by 1. Similarly, whole number also same. 5, for example, take 5 from whole number. So 5 by 1, or take 0, 0 by 1. So that 0 by 1 is in the form of P by Q. Similarly, integers. This set of integers are also can be written in the form of p by q. Therefore, all the set of natural, whole and integers, we can say they are also rational numbers. Understand, students? Rational numbers means it's nothing but fractional numbers. That means, example, 2 by 3, 5 by 9, 6 by 10 and so on. These all are rational numbers. See here, the natural numbers are part of whole numbers. So we can say these natural numbers are subset to whole numbers. These whole numbers are part of set of integers. So we can say whole numbers are subset to integers. And integers are subset to rational numbers. Subset means it is a part of another big set. That set is part of another big set of rational numbers. The first property is closure property. Closure property. What is closure property? Here I will take any two numbers, a comma b belongs to q. See, with respect to addition I am telling a plus b, a comma b, this is the symbol of belongs to. Belongs to. This property belongs to, like that. So a comma b are the two numbers in rational numbers. So their sum, if their sum is also belongs to q, means then we can say q is closed under addition. Q is closed under addition. I can give you one example here, students. Take 2 comma sum 7. They are belongs to Q. So 2 plus 7, what is that? 9. So is 9 a number of rational numbers? Yes. Therefore 9 is also belongs to Q. Therefore this Q is closed under, which is the, what is the operation here we used? Under plus addition. Similarly, you can take one more example with respect to multiplication. 5 comma 10, they are belongs to Q. See, 5 into 10, 50. So 50 is also belongs to Q. Therefore, this Q is closed under multiplication. Next one is commutative property. Here I will take another two numbers, a comma b belongs to Q. See, if a plus b is equal to b plus q, this is according to addition. A plus b is equal to b plus a. If a plus b is equal to b plus a, then the next one is commutative property. A comma b are two numbers which are in rational numbers. If their sum a plus b is equal to b plus a, then this property is called commutative property with respect to addition. With respect to addition. That means if a plus b equal to b plus a. What is commutative property? A, b are two numbers in rational numbers. If a plus b equal to b plus a, then that property is called commutative property. Example, take 2 by 3 and 5 by 3. They are belongs to Q. So 2 by 3 plus 5 by 3 is equal to 5 by 3 plus 2 by 3. A plus b is equal to b plus a. That means 7 by 3. Here also 5 plus 2, 7 by 3. Both are equal. They satisfies the condition. A plus b is equal to b plus a. Therefore, this is called commutative property with respect to addition. Multiplication is also possible for rational numbers. But for subtraction, the commutative property does not satisfy. See, I can take you example here. This one, this example only I will take. 2 by 3 comma 5 by 3 are belongs to Q. See, 2 by 3 minus 5 by 3. What is this? 2 by 3 minus 5 by 3. That is minus 3 by 3. That is minus 1. What about 5 by 3 minus 2 by 3? That is 3 by 3. So this is 1. So these two are not equal. Minus 1 is not equal to 1. That means a minus b is not equal to b minus a. So commutative property with respect to subtraction is not satisfying here, does not satisfy here. Understand? So it satisfies that commutative property satisfies in rational numbers for only addition and multiplication only. It does not satisfy for division also. Understand? Right. The next one is associative property. What is the associative property? Here in the associative property, we have to take three rational numbers. In the associative property, we have to take three rational numbers. What are they? A, B, C belongs to Q. So here, with respect to addition, I am telling here A plus B plus C. That means A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. Then if it satisfies this property, this condition, then that is called associative property. Here I am taking three rational numbers A, B, C, for example, belongs to Q. Okay, example, take 2 comma 3 comma 7 belongs to Q. So 2 plus 3 plus 7 should be equal to 2 plus 3 plus 7. That means the sum of second number and third number with first number should be equal to the sum of first two numbers and the third number. Okay, let us verify here. Verify. 2 plus 10, that is 12. 2 plus 3 is 5. 5 plus 7, that is 12. So here 12 is equal to 12. That means it satisfies A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. So this property is called associative property. See, this associative property with respect to addition is satisfies. With respect to subtraction, no, it does not satisfy. With respect to multiplication, it satisfies. You can take some examples and you can solve on your own and you can verify that. So with respect to division, it does not satisfy. What is the number that should be added to 5? Again we get a 5. What is the number? 0. So here 5 plus 0 is equal to 5. So this is 0 plus 5 also. So this 0 is called additive identity. That means additive identity means is 0. Additive identity is 0. Understand? Similarly, multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity. What is multiplicative identity? Suppose take a number here. So for example, some 23 by 10 is belongs to Q. See, what should be multiplied to 23 by 10? Again we get a 23 by 10. That is 1. So here 1 is called multiplicative identity. So additive identity is 0, multiplicative identity is 1. 1 is called multiplicative identity. Understand, students? Right. The next property is inverse property. Inverse. Inverse property. See, for example, there are two inverses. What is that first one? Additive inverse. And the second one is multiplicative inverse. Let us learn about additive inverse first. See, I will take some number 5 by 3. This is belongs to Q. See, what should be added to 5 by 3 to get an additive identity? What should be added to 5 by 3 to get an additive identity? Additive identity is 0, no students? Additive identity is 0. So what is the number should be added to 5 by 3 to get an additive identity? That is minus 5 by 3. So here This minus 5 by 3 is called additive inverse of 5 by 3. And vice versa, this 5 by 3 is additive inverse of minus 5 by 3. You can say like that also. This 5 by 3 is the additive inverse of minus 5 by 3. So coming to the multiplicative inverse, multiplicative inverse. See, take another number, 2 by 7. 2 by 7 is belongs to Q. See here, what should be multiplied to 2 by 7? Again, we will get an multiplicative identity. Multiplicative identity is 1. What should be multiplied to 2 by 7 to get a multiplicative identity? What is the multiplicative identity here? 1, I explained. Right, this is multiplicative identity. 1 is called multiplicative identity. So my question, you understand what should be multiplied to 2 by 7 to get a multiplicative identity? So the answer is 7 by 2. So this 2 by 7, the reciprocal of 2 by 7 is 7 by 2. Understand? The reciprocal of 2 by 7 is 7 by 2. So this 7 7 and 2 2 get cancelled one time. So this product is equal to 1. That means this 7 by 2 is the multiplicative inverse of 2 by 7. In other words, we can say this 2 by 7 is multiplicative inverse of 7 by 2. Why? This product is equal to the multiplicative identity. Okay, I will ask you one question. A by B. What is the multiplicative inverse of A by B? Yes, B by A. A by B multiplicative inverse is B by A. Why? This product is equal to 1. 1 means multiplicative identity. Here, let me ask you one question. So what is the additive inverse of plus A? Can you see the board here? What is the additive inverse of plus A? So this is, yes, this is minus A. Why? That sum is equal to additive identity. So the additive inverse of A is minus A, or the additive inverse of minus A is plus A. This sum should be equal to additive identity, that is 0. Property, it is very important. There are two types of distributive properties. One is left distributive property, other one is right distributive property. See, coming to the distributive property, here we will take three numbers. A comma B comma C are three numbers, are in rational numbers, belongs to Q. See here, A into B plus C is equal to A into B plus A into C. A into B plus C is equal to A into B plus A into C. This is called left distributive property. Why here this A is distributing to both B and C here? Right. See, this property is called a distributive property. I will take one example. Take 2 comma 7 comma 10 belongs to Q. So that means 2 into 7 plus 10 is equal to 2 into 7 plus 2 into 10. Understand? 2 times 7 plus 10 is equal to 2 into 7 plus 2 into 10. So here this is 2 into, let us verify now whether it is true or false. 17, 7 plus 10 is 17, 2 times 17 is 34. Here also 2 sevens are 14 plus 2 tens are 20. So this is 34. So they are equal. That means A of B plus C is equal to A times B plus A times C. This is distributive property.